What's going on, guys? My name is Bryant, also known as ThatJournalingGuy, and welcome back to my channel for another notebook comparison video. So before you go any farther, English is my second language. Just saying. Before you go any deeper into the video, synonyms, I just want you guys to know that this is meant to be a reference video. So if you're deciding on which one, which notebook you want to get, and you don't know if your specific stationery like pens and markers is going to look good or work well with this specific journal, then you could always reference the description below, find the pens that you're looking for, and see how the ink works with the notebook. So it's meant to just be a good reference video, or if you don't have either of the notebooks and you're deciding which one you want to go for and you're kind of on the fence, this is meant to give you a little description, and then at the end of it all, I'll give you my recommendation on which one I prefer. So yeah, you clicked on the title and you know this is going to be the ultimate pen test. So what that means is that we're going to be swatching a bunch of commonly used markers, pens that you see in the bullet journaling community or stationery community in general. But with this video, we have two new contenders, or two new markers that we're going to be swatching because they've become very popular and they have become super important and everybody wants them. And the first one is going to be, boom, the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens. And the second one is just going to be an ordinary fountain pen, which I forgot to test in my last notebook comparison video. So for today's video, we have two super heavy hitters in the community. We're going to have the Scribbles That Matter, the A5 size, which is huge in the bullet journaling community. And we have got a Rhodia A5 size notebook as well. I feel like these are two really big heavy hitters in the bullet journaling community overall. There was a point in time where I felt out of it because I didn't have a Scribbles That Matters notebook because it was huge. Like, everybody was using it. It was like a huge quality thing. Now I feel like this has a more niche like community. It does, I haven't seen too many people use it. So let's jump right into it. So Scribbles That Matter is a UK-based company, and I really enjoy like the story behind its creation. So its creator was like a PhD student, and he was writing his thesis and his computer failed on him, and he realized that he had large parts of his thesis like written down on like little post-its, different notebooks, like notepads, and that's when he decided, like, hey, scribbles matter. Well, I'm sure it's because it helped him rewrite his thesis once his computer died on him with his entire paper. So I decided to order a whole new one. I have had one before. It's like 2 years old. I used it for a couple weeks. I'm not even gonna say months, a couple weeks. And I wasn't really, it was good. But the thing I really want to get into is that there's a big difference between the one I ordered 2 years ago and the one that I have in my hand. And it's kind of like a revolution that's happening with all bullet journaling notebooks. And that is the paperweight. So the paperweight that this Scribbles That Matter notebook has right now is 160 grams per square meter. That it used to be like the paperweight was really thin, and as much as they said like there was no ghosting or bleeding, there was a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But with this, I'm not sure. We're going to try it out now. So I'm talking off of the experience of 2 years ago. This is a whole new notebook, and we're gonna really test out a whole array of pens, again in the description below. And I'm excited. Let's talk some stats, some specs. So it's 160 grams, the paperweight. It includes this really neat little, Scribbles That Matters fine liner, which I wasn't expecting when I got this notebook. And it's gonna come in two versions. So it's gonna come in the Pro version, it's gonna come in the Iconic version. And essentially the difference between the both is that the Iconic version is gonna have all these little like scribbles on them, all this. And the Pro version is going to kind of just be a blank cover. They come in a crap load of colors, okay? which I think is pretty much expected at this point. Like if you are getting, it's more like planners that are like specifically designed a certain way, but now if you're looking for bullet journal notebooks, they're gonna come in a variation of colors. So it comes in a good set of colors. And right now the price of this is going to be around $25. I ordered mine on Amazon and they're actually like $25.69. So about $26 you could find them. They do have a B5 option that's going to cost you $30. It's a little bit bigger, but they're all gonna be like dot grid. The one we have specifically here is the A5 dot gridded. So something that I kind of noticed is the packaging comparatively to other notebooks that I've gotten is really like thoughtful. It's really neat. It comes in like a little cardboard box. It comes in a little cardboard box that protects the hell out of it. You just slip it in here and you know, no bending during transport. Why did I say it like that? You know, there's no creasing, there's no bending, there's no problems during transport. It's really well taken care of. And it's like the little things that I notice. It's the little things that this company pays attention to that matters to the end consumer. So like the pen loop is like stapled on. Like that thing is bolted on. It's not just held there, you know, sewn in or anything. That thing is in there. They give you a pen so you could get started immediately. It's really well designed. The quality is almost like none that I've felt before. So it's going to be a faux leather cover. Okay, it's going to be a hardcover book, and it is vegan friendly. There's a few pages that they include inside that really makes me think that they have the community in mind. So this isn't just an ordinary notebook. This is a notebook that's specifically meant for people who bullet journal. How do I know that? Just like all the other ones, like the Leutram, but this one's really nice. Like I like the hand letter. But you're gonna see, it's gonna start off with a little hand lettering in the beginning. But when we get into it, it's going to include its own key and index. So it includes a key and even like a little color code, you know, to signify tasks or events. It's going back to the old school, like Ryder Carroll's bullet journal like system, and it's really cool. I know that these people have bullet journals in mind because not only do they include the index page, but they have numbered pages. They have 155 numbered pages in this journal, so that way it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to index it. Super important, very convenient. I love it. And got to include a couple of those pages. The end is going to include a mindfulness section, so when you're done you can kind of write down a few more things and kind of reflect on the past and how you use the journal. There's going to be a designated folder in the back so you can stuff little notes in. But one of the coolest things about this journal, because I think this is something a lot of bullet journal people have, are pen test pages. And they include their own pen test page, which is what we're going to be using today to test all of our pages. Overall, I think the quality is super, super nice. It's probably up there with the Leutram. It might even be better, to be honest. The paperweight is really, really good. 160, like it's pretty amazing. Now that I have other journals and notebooks to compare, anything less than 100 seems like it's really flimsy, which brings me now to this. Let's talk about the Rhodia notebook. Is that how you say it? Is that how you say it? I know it's French. Rhodia? I don't know, man. Let's get right into this one. So this is a French-based company, you know, it was established in like 1934. It's a really old company. There's people who swear and die by this journal. But this is another journal that has a really big, like has had a really big influence on the bullet journaling community. A lot of that has to do with the pages. You know, the pages are apparently really nice for certain markers. I don't have a lot of experience. The two things that I have had that are Rhodia based. One was a spiral bound legal pad kind of thing. And then I had a tiny little like notebook that I used for notes. So in terms of bullet journaling, I don't have a lot of experience using the Rhodia. This is my first actual A5 notebook from them. So there's a few things that I already don't like. So this is kind of like a faux leather soft cover for the notebook. The thing about this faux leather though is that it imprints so easily. Even if you just see here, you can already see the imprint of the elastic band on it. And for something that you're going to be throwing in your backpack, for something that you're going to be throwing in your bag, I can see it getting super scratched up, super just like grimy. It's kind of like a matte finish. It feels like it's like super sticky. So the cover isn't my favorite. There's a lot of things that I already don't like. I prefer hardcover notebooks just because I think the durability is a lot better. Now when you open it up, you're going to be greeted again by kind of like an index page. And when you're greeted by the index page, after that, they have something that the Scribbles That Matter doesn't have. It has two calendars. You know, they're unmarked, but it has two different calendars. So the first one is actually going to break down the month and the day, every single day of that month. Then the second calendar type is going to give you a lot more space. Again, it's gonna be dot grid. Instead of squared or lined, all my journals have to be dots. I'm sorry, I'm just a dot grid kind of snob. I'm a dick about it. Dots. So I got the dot grid version. And already feeling it, already flipping through it, it feels drastically different. It's actually going to have less pages than the Scribbles That Matters, with only 120 numbered pages. The paperweight is going to be 90 grams instead of the 160 that you get with the Scribbles That Matter. So it is under 100, and you can absolutely feel it when, you know, you mess with the page. I don't know how it's gonna hold up during the pen test. I guess we'll see. I feel like there's a lot of these markers are gonna go right through it, but you're gonna have your folder in the back. And now something that's really cool about Rhodia though is that they have a lot of options for notebooks, like a vast amount of options. And that's including not just like a dot grid kind of notebook system. I'm talking about, they have spirals, they have like legal pads, they have little mini like travel notebooks. They have a lot of options, even in colors. They have a lot of options in colors and a lot of options in sizes and a lot of options in different styles. It's pretty awesome, and I do appreciate that. So this is going to run you $25 too, which I bought on Amazon. But something that I do want to mention that I thought was a little bit weird, which could kind of make sense because they're a French company, French-based company, was that when I went to their website to try to shop for one, it would link me to other websites to order that particular notebook. So for some reason I couldn't order it directly from them. It just gave me a link to like 10 other websites that I'm assuming are carrying the notebooks. I just found it weird. I don't know why. It was a little weird that I couldn't order it directly from them and I had to go through a third party. There might be like, you know, authorized retailers, but still a little iffy about it. So Amazon might just be the best way to go. I ended up just getting it through Amazon, and I already feel the quality difference. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like, I don't know, but we'll see. I don't want you to think I'm biased already, because I am, but that's not the point. Let's get right into the pen test. All right, so that is all for today's notebook comparison and ultimate pen test. Hopefully you come back and reference if you ever want to get one of these notebooks and want to see how your pens are going to act with the paper. I really enjoyed both of them, to be honest. They both performed pretty well, but I guess you could probably tell from the way I was describing one of them which one my favorite is, and that is, it has to be the Scribbles that matters. This is like a high quality notebook. Like, this feels so good in each page. It feels so good to carry around. The pen loop is a nice little touch. I'm just a fan of companies that do the little things for the consumer. And there's just so many little thoughtful things that they did in here that really just kind of put it over the edge. Unfortunately, the Rhodia just feels a little generic for me. You know, it could just be something that I picked up from Walmart, which is fine if it is from Walmart. I'm saying it just doesn't feel as high quality or luxury as the Scribbles That Matters notebook. And honestly, these are little mini investments, you know, they're not cheap notebooks. $25 for a notebook is kind of a lie. If you would have told my mom that when I was in elementary school that I wanted one $25 notebook, she'd be like, get the fuck out. Go get the $1 composition books, which is why I have so many. I have a lot of composition books, but that's where I first started journaling, because, you know, who was gonna pay $25 for a notebook when you're 13? I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, I hope you found the video useful. I hope it helps you make a decision. If it did, please leave a like. It definitely helps out my channel. I'd really appreciate it. If you love the content, make sure to subscribe, because I have a lot of content like that coming to you. And I also do have a Instagram where I post a lot of my bullet journaling spreads, like personal spreads, and kind of describe what and why I do certain things. So if that's the kind of stuff you're into and you would enjoy, definitely make sure to give me a follow over there. And I will definitely catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.